Hello, StarCraft fans! This is falconpaladin coming to you with yet another edition of One Trick Wednesday. This will be a game between Silent and Johnny Bucks here in game number 1 on Abyssal Reef, the latter edition, and let's go over these rules really quickly. This edition of One Trick Wednesday is called Nexus Wars. The rules are you must A-move every unit you train towards your opponent's base as soon as they spawn. No micro here. So in the top left corner of Abyssal Reef, the latter edition, we have the red Zerg player. It is Silent. And in the bottom right side of the map, we have the blue Protoss player. It is Johnny Bucks. So I'm very curious to see how these players, well, which one of these players is doing the challenge, how they manage to get around those rules, how they manage to win within that rule set. I guess not get around them. If you're trying to cheat around them, I'm probably not going to cast your game. But to win within that rule set, because it's difficult just to A-move your units across the map, especially make one Marine A-move him, he dies. Another Marine A-move him, he dies. So I'm interested to see how this is going to work out, how players will accommodate to that rule set. If you'd like to submit a replay to One Trick Wednesday at Falcon Paladin, go ahead and send it to falconpaladin@gmail.com with the subject of One Trick Wednesday. You do have a 10-day window to get a replay submitted to that address. If it comes in after that window, I'm not accepting any more submissions for that particular One Trick Wednesday. So 10 days from today, I'll stop accepting the One Trick Wednesday challenge for the next one in 2 weeks. And we're going to go ahead and announce what that's going to be coming up at the end of this cast. Alright, so both players kind of hanging out. Obviously no early harass from the Protoss player, not interested in moving out with like a unit in order to get out there. We're going to speed it up a little bit. We do have a few replays we want to get through here, so until something happens, we're going to stick it on ×2 speed and see if that helps us out just a little bit. Got the defensive lings. Here does Silent. I'm liking that very much from him. Got his speed. Just kidding, not getting speed quite yet. Doesn't have enough for it, and there it is. Look at that timing. Gets it as soon as he can here. So this probe running around. You don't have to A-move probes. I think people figured that out. Workers are not an A-move type situation here, but got some probes in some pretty sneaky positions. I guess maybe looking for proxies, looking for stuff of where his opponent can be, because there's not a third base yet. But perhaps the Zerg player is just playing very conservatively, which makes sense, because there is some weird stuff coming. Pylon up for Johnny Bucks here at the front door. Got a mothership core. Okay, now, somebody asked me, does the mothership core have to A-move? And I think I might have said yes, it does, but nobody did during the challenge, so I think we're okay in saying that keeps within the rules. The mothership core can be used for base defense. Queens can be used for base defense, right? So that doesn't, it kind of evens out that way in the ZVP anyway. So a lot of gateways coming up here for Johnny Bucks at the front door of Silent's third base here. And they're going to start warping in. Now let's see what I think is going to happen here is Johnny Bucks is going to go ahead and wait for all of them to finish, then warp 5 of them at once and then attack with those. Because right now, warping in with these as he changes them to warp gates will do nothing for him to send 2 in. But I think he's going to go ahead and Nexus Wars this thing. The Nexus Wars thing was named after a StarCraft mod. I mean, I think dating clear back to Brood War, I want to say it was pretty popular. Basically, you defended against wave after wave of AI units. You also had your own waves that you sent out, and there are different ways you could time it to make it work, and it was a pretty good time. So that's what we're trying to do here, is mimic that game. Yeah, so waiting for the warp gate to finish on this final gateway is Johnny Bucks. And there we go. Immediate warping of all 5 units all at once here. Actually, more than 5. He must have some gateways back home, and he does. And Adept's going to come in here and just A-move straight towards this natural base. Lings, hitting them. Roaches, hitting them. Queens, hitting them. Adept's not microing. You can't move this wounded one back. You can't tell these guys to come assist with that roach behind them. Everybody's A-moving. And so far, going pretty well here. For our Zerg player, the Adepts are starting to die very quickly, but another round of Adepts warping in here. As soon as they train, you move them. You A-move them in. Stalkers joining the party as well with the A-move train. Just trying to keep the pressure up on the Zerg player. Roaches are the beautiful answer here to the Adepts and the Stalkers, if we're going to be honest here. And again, Adepts kind of splitting their attention, not really focusing anything down here. Just A-moving. Johnny Bucks really sticking within it, and he's in a bit of a spot of trouble here. As he's got several roaches, they can micro, they can transfuse, keep their roaches alive as necessary, and his stalker group is dying. But look, more stalkers have warped in on these proxy stargates. They know it's not a particularly great place to get in here, but moving anyway, losing a stalker in the process. Another zealot. Actually, is that the first zealot to join this party? I believe it is. First zealot to join the party. A moving against a queen. Silent working on more roaches, working on spine crawlers. Wants to defend it against what is coming in here from the Protoss player. His third base is happily mining, which is good for him. Taking a hard time spending his money, though. Queen dead at that natural base. A moving on these roaches. Right on this ramp. Roaches coming from the third base, coming from behind. A sneak attack against these stalkers. Zealots going right after the spine crawlers because they hit the spine crawlers. Or the spine crawlers hit them as they get close enough here, and that means they are in range to hit it, whereas the stalkers and the A move get stuck right here to hit this hatchery. He can't use the stalkers to help take down these spine crawlers, but I don't know that he needs the help. I think the Zealots are doing okay here. Coming around the outside because his path was blocked. Spine crawler does have 4 kills, but meets his match with 1 more. There, Stalker A moving against this Overlord, against these drones. Might actually follow it up into the main base here. It's kind of like watching an AI a little bit. They might have more micro than this. Actually, a lot of spines coming up here in the natural base, and he's going to let him finish. I'm not sure that is the correct move here for Silent or not, but APM right now, like 50 for Johnny Bucks. It's not great, but really, all he's doing is warping in units and A moving them in. It's basically a proxy 5-gate. He does have another base. He has 1 natural base, which is okay. Stalkers here versus roaches. Units have to come around, kind of stuck on their pathing. Johnny Bucks can't do anything about that. Has to wait for a Stalker to die first, and then wanders in with his Zealots right on top of the roaches. Silent could probably benefit from a little bit more micro here, but it looks like Johnny Bucks is going to win this thing. That's the good game out of Silent, and it's 14 to 34 harvesters, 28 to 54 supply. Good game out of Johnny Bucks, and that's going to be it for game number 1 of our One Trick Wednesday. So pretty simple one, I would say. Well within the rule set by Johnny Bucks. Well done. Protoss getting a win. Protoss fans happy about that in game number 1 here. Let's move into game number 2 of this One Trick Wednesday from Falcon Paladin in just a second. Welcome back to One Trick Wednesday. Game number 2 will be between Idned and 0-0 on Defender's Landing, the Ladder Edition. In the bottom left side of the map, going ×2 speed, is the Red Terran player. It is Idned. And in the top right side of the map, we have the Blue Zerg player. It is 0-0. So a TVZ, switching it up from the PVZ of game number 1. Figured we'd get some Terran representation here in game number 2 from Idned. Which, is that backwards anything? Dende? No. No, not really. Alright, so walling off at his front here is Idned. Not using... Actually walling off this right ramp, not worried about the top ramp here. This is kind of an interesting thing. The decisions made when you're walling off as Protoss or Terran on this map are very interesting indeed, because you do have these 2 ramps you have to worry about. Knocking down this cooling tower does give you a bit of a wall if you can knock it down early enough, assuming the Zerg player is pretty passive, as I don't know, kind of feel like 0-0 doesn't have anything huge planned, as he did in fact go for a hatch extractor pool play. Speed on the way. Hatch pops here, working on those queens, which again don't have to A-move, because that'd be really weird if they had to A-move across the entire map. Overlords too, can use them for scouting, right? Observers don't have to A-move into the enemy base. It's just attacking units is what we're talking about here. Reaper on the way from Idned. We don't generally name these during One Trick Wednesdays just because we're kind of focused on other stuff, and we do want to pay closer attention to what's going on in the weird things that are happening in these games. So Reaper is going to go ahead and possibly move out. Nah, playing defense. Really worried about a big Ling attack, then says, never mind, I'm not worried anymore. It's 3 minutes in and nothing has shown up yet, so he could probably go get some damage done. Oh, he didn't make any Lings because he doesn't want to A-move them. How interesting. Alright, so Queen has to defend against this Reaper, doing pretty well by herself, actually. Another Queen pops out. Oh, Reaper, bad timing. Wrong place to be. That was pretty lucky for 0-0, honestly. The Queen popped right there, because I think a few more seconds, those drones would have all been dead. Worked out. Marine production on the way. Got a tech lab coming in as well. Expansion now on the way from Idned. He was really worried about a Ling attack. He has way more supply than he needs. Sitting at 47 available for 31 that he's got just to wall off that ramp. It's kind of like a boomerang shape wall off. Like he wants the units to be funneled in towards this bunker or something. I don't know. Meanwhile, we do have static defense coming up. Static defense also within the rules. If you want to have a lot of spine crawlers and a lot of spores, don't have to A-move them. And it might keep you alive long enough to get your army up. The other thing about Zerg here, as the Queen's trying to knock down this cooling tower on 0-0's side of the map. The other thing going on here is that Zerg probably has the easiest time with this challenge because they can morph in a bunch of units all at once and go. Right? They don't have to wait They don't have to have gateways sitting there doing nothing. They can just drone up and expand and get a lot of static defense. And then just makes 37 Ultralisks and a move, which I don't know if that's possible in this challenge. That'd be a lot of waiting around and a lot of defending with static defense. So 0-0, I'm pretty sure, is not going for Mass Ultralisk, although he is going for... Oh, missile attack. Never mind. Missile attack here for 0-0. Excuse me. All right, so what he's going to do with that, I don't actually know, but we'll follow. We'll follow him with great interest. Follow his career with great interest. Okay, name what that's from. I'm just way too much on that subreddit recently. It's inserting itself into my brain. Hydralisk, then. Okay, so a mass Hydra attack could be pretty interesting. Actually, how would you A-move lurkers? I'm trying to think about that. Mass lurker A-move. I guess A-move in the range of your opponent and then burrow. That might be what it is. It's really more micro-intensive than I would like it to be, but that's kind of the nature of the lurker, I suppose. Fourth base coming up from 0-0. We're 7.5 minutes in. The Terran player has done pretty much nothing to assert himself in this game. He is prepared for... He wants to kill that Overseer, I guess. Baneling Nest on the way here for 0-0 as well. Hasn't taken a third base of his own. Does he have any medevacs at all? He's just now getting a reactor on that starport. Okay, so this Terran player is not the best Terran player of all time. He's not, but that's okay. There's a changeling in his army he doesn't know about either. That's pretty good. That's actually pretty fantastic. Man, put your changelings on follow. Just move them towards one of these dudes and they will follow. Oh, they don't get the benefit from the stim though, so they kind of lag back. How interesting. Oh! Then they get spotted. All right, here we go. Here we go. Waves of banelings coming across the map. Again, not joining up. Just coming in as they are. A-moving their way into these marauders. Oh, big time hits. Big time hits there. Are we, when we're on +2, when we're on ×2, going back to ×1 feels so slow. But they are slow banelings. They're going to be slow. Roach is coming up here as well. Okay, A-move is kind of weird because that's a wall. And this is going to be a wall. So I think that AI wants to go through here, but that's dumb. So a little bit of a nudge from 0- here. We're going to A-move into this wall where the units are. Roach is coming in first because they're a little bit faster than these slow banelings. Baneling speed on the way. Not quite there yet. Idned running for his life against these banelings. It's 131 to 64 total supply. Banelings knocking down that wall. Goodbye, Marines. Goodbye, Marauders. And the baneling speed kicks in as well. Oh, destroying this natural base. Hydralisks, Roaches here just because they were invited. They were invited to the party. Banelings rolling into the main base mineral line. Killing a couple SCVs. And Idned is a bit of a loss. At a bit of a loss here is what he is. He's got some Marines and some Marauders. And, you know, he might, I don't know, with medevac support and some stim with the +2 attack, might be able to handle this Roach Ravager army. There are a lot more Hydras coming in, though, from 0-0. And, yeah, here we go. Fighting against these Roaches. Good news on that. Stimming and taking out the Roaches on the high ground. I'm liking this. Out of Idned. Fight hard, man. Fight hard against the A-moving Zerg players. So many Lings, though, and the Hydra support as well. It's just going to be too much. Medevac's getting pulled out of the sky. Lings pretty much just A-moving their way to victory. They have pretty good upgrades. +1, +2 on those guys. Hydra's A-moving. Some of the Hydra stuck on the ramp, and that's it. Idned's defeated, and a 0-0 is victorious there. So Idned probably not the best opponent, but sometimes maybe that's what is required for this thing to work. So good job, 0-0. The Baneling A-move was pretty great, and the Roach Hydra follow-up cleaned it up too. Well done. All right, game 3 coming up in just a second. Game number 3 of our One Trick Wednesday will be between Mini Titan and Hellboy on Abyssal Reef, the latter edition. Good luck for Mini Titan. And the first chat here, in the bottom right side of the map, we have the red Terran player. It is Hellboy. And in the top left side of the map, we have the blue Protoss player. It is Mini Titan. All right, so which one of these players is doing the challenge today? The answer might be known to some of you who have watched some of my casts before, just based on some information here, but I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to spoil it for those of you who may not know exactly what I'm talking about. Quick double refinery from Hellboy. That's interesting stuff. What's he planning on doing with that? Again, we've seen this. We've seen this in the lower level games where Terran players at the lower levels, you know, into the Void Midrig Madness, get a lot of gas early, do nothing with it. Like, if you're going to do this, go Cloak Banshee, go Battlecruiser, go Mass Cyclone. Do something, but too many times we see this from Terrans with the double gas, and they just get 100 Marines, and they're floating like 2,000 gas, and it just doesn't do them any good. any good at all. Double gas coming up for Mini Titan, but its expansion's on the way here as well. So this is a very standard opener from our Protoss player. And again, he's keeping everything close to the to home here because he needs to defend pretty much only with Photon Overcharge. And if he's got stuff at the wall, it's hard to defend the drops and this at the same time just with a Mothership core. Whoa! Proxy coming up for Mini Titan, a Gateway, and a Twilight Council over here. This could be Archon drops. This could be a DT rush. This could be a lot of Zealots with charge. A lot of options on the table right now. Moving out with the probe. Again, probes can scout. They don't have to A-move, although this guy might be A-moving in all reality. And he kind of is. He almost gets in for the scout, though. That was pretty good stuff. So Hellboy's not the one who's doing the challenge, obviously, because he's not A-moving with his units. Dude, don't you know anything about One Trick Wednesday? Probably not. He probably does not here. But he is going to move out with 2 SCVs and Marines and a Marauder. This is a 1-base attack from our Terran player. He's got some Cyclones, too. This could be pretty damaging to our Protoss hero here. So 2 SCVs probably for repair at this point. I don't see them building anything, but that's not really a guarantee. Adept forced to attack. There you go. Into these units and die. Can't run away. Can't Sonic transfer out. All right, so it comes up and joins the SCVs. The Cyclones are here as well. Meanwhile, it is a Dark Shrine for Mini Titan. Okay, going to be DTs unless it's Archons. And coming up the ramp is Hellboy right here into Mini Titan's base. Mini Titan does have Pylon available for Photon Overcharge. Double Photon Overcharge. Hellboy smartly pulling out of that. If he was doing One Trick Wednesday, he wouldn't be able to pull back. Unfortunately for him, Dark Shrine done at 4 minutes and 45 seconds, turning his gateway into a warp gate. He's got another warp gate back home and another one here too, so it looks like a 3 warp gate here. How many does he have? 1 regular and 3 warp gates. Again, attacking up the ramp. Photon Overcharge. Trying to smash these guys. Not doing as well. Cyclone DPS pretty good, as it turns out. Oh, defensive DTs warping with the A move. With the A move, can't necessarily chase anything unless it gets into their aggro radius, and they're just going to A move across the map. Pick off that Marine. His body goes flying up there, and warp gate here too. Is he going to make some more DTs this way? I don't know. Pulling back are the Cyclones. He knows there are DTs. Hellboy knows what's up. With these Dark Templar, 4 more DTs warping in, and they are immediately going to A-move out, and they are going to A-move these dudes as well. Going to A-move right on top of the Cyclones. Might not be the smartest thing to do, but A-moving on top of the Cyclones and actually taking them out pretty handily there. The scan does reveal that they are here, but Cyclone's running away. The scan wears off. Missile turret is here. Dark Templar knocking on the front door. These DTs are A-moving, but to this corner because the AI is dumb. I think you can nudge him. Yeah, that's a nudge there from Mini Titan. Getting him over there as that wall gets knocked down. And missile turret gonna die. That's all the scans that are available. 1 scan left here for Hellboy, but he has exactly 2 Marines. I don't think it's gonna work. I don't think it's gonna work for him here. Barracks gonna die. Supply depots gonna die as well. He can't get into this mineral line because he has to A-move. And I don't think it really matters. Yep, Hellboy is defeated with a bit of a rage quit, and Mini Titan is victorious with his mass DT. 10 Dark Templar attack on Hellboy in this PvT. Good job. Good job there, Mini Titan. What a boss. All right, we'll be back with more One Trick Wednesday from Falcon Paladin in just a second. Welcome back to One Trick Wednesday, everyone. This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with game number 4 between Cryo and Frog on Blood Boil, the latter edition. In the bottom right side of the map, we have the red Zerg player. It is Frog. And in the top left side of the map, we have the blue Zerg player. It is Cryo. Okay, now ZVZ. Oh, ZVZ is all about timing and micro, and if you're forced to sacrifice those things, it's going to be hard to win a game. It's going to be hard for one of these players to win the ZVZ if they're just A-moving Lings and A-moving Banelings at their opponent, because micro is so important here. You A-move a ton of Banelings at your enemy, he just sends 1 Zealot out, 8 of them explode on the same Zealot, or the same Zealot, on the same Baneling, or the same Ling, and let's start that over. 8 Banelings are rolling in. Your opponent's smart enough to send 1 Ling at those Banelings. All Banelings explode on the 1 Ling, and you're golden at that point. So we'll see. We will see who it's going to be here, because every ZVZ I've ever been in, it gets pretty nuts pretty early. So paying attention, both players are expanding, which is good. It's not going to be a straight up pool first into craziness thing going on right about here. Although I believe it might have been a pool first. No, it wasn't a pool first from Krail. How about from Frog? Nah, I don't think from Frog either. So both players feeling brave enough to go over that 15 hatch. Man, I love Blood Boil. Look at this, just The graphics of this blizzard blowing in just feels freezing looking at it. And I'm sitting in my air-conditioned office where it struggles sometimes with how hot it's been here in Utah the last few days. So a little roasty, especially with a PC rocking away here in this office as well. So I don't know. Nobody's actually made any attacking units yet, which is crazy. We're 3 minutes in and nobody's made a Zergling at this point. We've lost an Overlord, but it's basically a Cold War between these two players. I don't know who's going to be the one to attack first, so we can tell which one of these guys... Oh, 18 Lings on the way from Frog. Okay, so Frog making his Lings. He is immediately moving them across the map, which doesn't tell us a lot. Usually if you make Lings in ZVZ, you do want to attack with them. You don't want to just sit them around and wait for something good to happen. Lings, there's the A move past this hatchery. They could kill the hatch, but nope. A moving in. Going after this queen. They're going to get her. And look, the Ling's not able to go around and attack some of these drones. They have to A-move in, and now they're going after the drone line here, which is really bad for Kryl. Dude, at 4 minutes, do you not have any Lings? He's making 14 of them, but he's going to lose his entire drone line here. Ugh, he's down to 16, 15 Harvesters, 14 Harvesters to 31. Another queen pops. Really inopportune moment, I would say, for this queen. But then Lings pop. Defensive Lings. Surprise! Defensive Lings! I'm going to try to clean these dudes out. And again, they can't micro. They can't really help each other. And that is definitely a beneficial situation there for our blue Zerg player Kryl. But more Lings coming out across the map. 14 to 34 Harvesters. Bad news for Kryl. But again, Frog has to A-move. So this might not go as well. This might not go as well as in a normal game. Again, bypassing that hatch, they could really easily snipe down. Coming in piece by piece. These Lings' timing didn't really work out for Frog there, and he gets handled pretty easily right about that. He's lost 24 Lings to 9 of his opponent. That's not super ideal. Has nothing to the 5 Lings of Kryl. Man, Kryl feeling brave. I guess, no, he's making 12 more Zerglings. Okay, he's not feeling brave. He's getting a Baneling Nest as well. He is worried about that. All right, third base is done here for Frog in his back door. Third base for Kryl at his front door is also done. So both players sitting on a 3-base economy. Going to speed it up again just a little bit, considering the fact that nothing much is happening at this stage in the game. Usually I'm okay with that in regular games where it's just 1v1 and that's all I'm going to cast. But in games where I have a lot to get through and I want to keep these to about an hour long, I do want to speed it up just a teeny tiny bit. Again, quick plug for watching me on twitch.tv/GauntletSC2 on Sundays at, what is it, 6 p.m. Eastern time is what it is in the United States. I'll be casting alongside Jordan. We'll be doing a Gauntlet Open Cup, which is basically open to all comers at certain level of StarCraft. We've had Snoot there. We've had Psystorm Gaming's True show up as well. We've had Game Time in that tournament at the same time. So we have some good names and some good up-and-comers too. There's a Terran named Future who is up-and-coming. He's fairly new to the scene, but he is creative. And he kind of reminds me of a TLO when he played Terran a little bit, which is probably blasphemy to say, but he has some strange builds. He will pull out against anybody at any time, so come just to see him, honestly. Future's a cool dude. But yeah, twitch.tv/GauntletSC2. And what I'm thinking about doing again is Mondays. I didn't do it this week, but I kind of want to make it so that Monday's my day off, because I cast a lot on Sunday, 4 to 5 hours, which is a lot of casting to do, and maybe as a day of rest. What I will try to do is just link you guys from YouTube to the twitch.tv cast archive. They do keep archives of the cast. You don't have to watch it live. So you can watch me and Jordan kind of mess around and do fun stuff. And that can be your StarCraft, is how that's going to work out. Maybe a link to the YouTube cast as well. Anyway, moving some roaches in here. So many Banelings defending from Kryl, though. Banelings exploding nicely on these roaches. Lings getting some damage in there as well. Lings don't have any upgrades, which is bad for them, but no upgrades on the roaches either, so it doesn't matter. And Frog's attack is gone. He tried. He really did with those roaches, but nope. No micro. Couldn't back himself up into this corner or anything like that. And couldn't focus down the Banelings from distance. Had to A-move. And as a result, he died. A Muscular Augments and a Flyer Attack level 1 coming in from Frog. A-moving Mutalisks seems really dangerous. Those are so micro-dependent. You don't want to A-move into Spore Crawlers. You don't want to A-move into Queens or Marines if your opponent has Marines. Obviously not here, but Infestation Pit on the way from Kryl as well. That's very fun. Very fun indeed. And is that a hive? That's a 9-minute hive from Frog coming in. So whatever he's planning on doing is hive tech. A moving broodlords is not bad. That might be something I wouldn't worry about if I was doing this challenge. Alright, so Ling's running in from Kryel. Gonna try to knock down... Actually, hold on. He can come up this back door into this ramp. Or knock down this ice. But nope, just choosing to go into this third base instead. And there's nothing to defend here. Because you can't just have units sitting around to defend. He's making 30 Lings as emergency defense. In this situation, he's going to lose as many drones as Kryel did earlier. Look at this. Kryel's actually ahead in worker count now. 61 to 56. More and more drones are dying. Oh, the drones. Roach Warren getting exploded as well. Frog's down to 51 drones. Defensive Lings coming in. A moving. Chasing down the invading Zerglings, and they do manage to clean them out. But another attack coming. Nope, Kryel thought about attacking, then changed his mind. He doesn't know about this gold base that Frog has. Scouting is important, ladies and gentlemen. It's incredibly important. +1/+1 coming in for Kryel for his Lings and his Banelings and his Ultras if he decides ever to get there. Making some Hydralisks. I like this choice. Hydra's pretty great against Lings if they have somebody to tank for them. They just do a lot of damage. Lings are pretty squishy, but if there's like a Ling versus Ling battle and Hydra's in the back attacking, that's perfect. So attacking Ling versus Ling here. No Banelings to speak of. +1/+1 is done for Frog. But he just was outnumbered, is what it was. He didn't have enough Lings to overcome the outnumbering that was experienced there. Ultralisk Cavern on the way from the Frog. Okay. All right, now we're getting serious. Is there anything to do with Ultralisks? Hydralisks? No, not really. Not really. Infestation Pit? Maybe. No. No, I don't think so. Unless Neural Parasite? You can Neural Parasite Ultras, right? They have that Frenzy, though. The Frenzy makes them immune to stuns and holds. And is it Mind Control effects? Well, 10 Ultras are on the way from Frog. Okay! 12 minutes and 10 Ultras. Some Lings going across the map for some scouting information here. Going to A-move them in and see what they can do. Might pick off a Hydralisk. Some of them are going to try, but no, only 2 of them peeled off. This Hydra might die, though. That's good. That's good here for Frog. Lings. Oh, the Baneling Hydra. Here from Kryel, very interesting. But here come the Ultras. Okay, Frenzy, Mind Control. Okay, so you can't Neural Parasite these guys. Fair enough. Fair enough. That's why I've never seen it tried. Makes a lot of sense. 5 Mutalisks on the way from the Frog. Learn something new. That's what Jordan taught me on Sundays. Don't be ashamed of ignorance. You learn something new. It's how it works. Go Ultras! A move! It is A move to victory time. Here we go. A moving into the base of Kryel. What does he even have? He has 13 Hydras and 6 Banelings, and those numbers are falling. The Hydra's doing okay when the Banelings are tanking for him, like I said, but oh, just getting massacred. Ultras here in the main base, destroying everything as well, and the Hydra's trying to ring around the rosy. Pretty good micro, but not good enough against Ultralisks on creep with +4 with armor and +2 attack. Crikeys. All right, this might be it for our Zerg player, Kryel. He is down to no attacking units whatsoever. He's making 18 Lings, but Lings just do so little damage against Ultralisks, canceling that plus upgrade at the Evolution Chamber, and that's it. Kryel is defeated, and Frog is victorious. Again, tiny bit of a rage quit there from Kryel, but that's okay. We can live with it. And Frog's your winner with the 10 Ultralisks at the 11-minute mark. Was enough to get it done in the ZVZ. So we'll be back with more from this One Trick Wednesday in just a second. Welcome back, StarCraft fans, to One Trick Wednesday with Falcon Paladin. This game will be between Gold River and Space Dumps on Blood Boil, the latter edition. We are back on the snowy map. Oh, Space Dump says, hello, StarCraft fans. In the top left side of the map, we have the red Terran player. It is Gold River. And in the bottom right side of the map, we have the blue Terran player. It is Space Dumps. This will be a TVT featuring Gold River versus Space Dumps. Gold River, are you video recording? Nah, but I'm submitting this to a thing, maybe, says Space Dumps. That's exciting, depending on how it goes. Oh, Space Dumps, you're our challenger today. I see, says Gold River. All right, so a TVT here on Blood Boil. Should be a good one. Quick expansion from Space Dumps here, especially for TVT. Interestingly enough, I just sort of felt like stealing Falcon Paladin's thunder for some reason. Oh, Space Dumps, you didn't steal my thunder. I said it first. Your timing was way off there. Oh, blocking an expansion attempt. Back here by Gold River is Space Dumps with the little sneaky supply depot tossed back. He does finish it, though, which, I don't know, don't you generally not finish stuff that's blocking, but I suppose he gets supply from it, so hey. Why not finish it at this point? And now the SCV is going to knock down this ice by itself. Which, given enough time, it can do it. It can. It's just going to be like 4 minutes later. 4 minutes later. That's actually something my kids have picked up from SpongeBob SquarePants. And my 4-year-old girl, she loves it. And 4-year-old girl, like French accent with 4 minutes later is pretty entertaining. Pretty good stuff. I know, stories about your kids. Nobody wants to hear them. We will move on. Marines getting rid of the supply depot. That was blocking. Building his command center anyway, as Gold River says, you can't stop me from building back here. I'm going to build this command center anyway, and then I will land it, and everybody will be pleased with me. Again, Space Dumps can't really make anything because he'd have to move it into the Terran, and that's just a terrible idea. This is a wall up here. Got Marines at the top, too. Anything that moves is just going to die. So he does have a factory, which I like. He's got the double gas to support the factory with the reactor, and he's going to start making the stuff here. No, still not doing anything with it. Again, Gold River pretty passive as well. Surprisingly passive, getting stim for his Marines, working on a tank, which is pretty exciting stuff if you were to ask me. Space Dump's going for a third base because Gold River refuses to attack. Okay, this is a situation, ladies and gentlemen, where scouting is wonderful. 10 Marines, a Marauder, and a tank versus nothing. I know you have to assume, you like to assume your opponent has an army by this point, but you know what? Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they're doing a one-trick Wednesday from Falcon Paladin and they don't have an army. Oh, quadruple Cyclone. Heading up across the map here, looks like they're going to have a bit of an altercation here with Gold River's army. And Marines, are they not an attack move? What is happening? How did he not attack move? Oh, now he's attacking. And is this enough Marines and Marauders and tanks? Oh, the tank damage especially very damaging here. 25 damage per shot versus armored. And yeah, there's bonus damage versus armored for the Cyclone too, but the HP pool, 175 for siege tanks versus not as much, I would say, for Cyclones. Where are you, Cyclones? Are you going to make any more? Are you transitioning into, like, Banshee or something? No, it's Cyclone. It is actually triple factory Cyclone. He was waiting to have enough money, right, to get a whole bunch of them all together. And Gold River actually sets up his tank, one of his tanks in siege mode here, and waits for reinforcing Marines to show up. Okay, so he is playing this pretty conservatively. He could have pushed and actually started shelling this third base, but he was worried about the Cyclones, and as a result, kind of missed an opportunity there. Which, again, a lesson to be learned. Personal cloaking on the way from Space Dumps. Is he making ghosts? Where the what? Where is there a ghost academy? Oh, way down here in the bottom right corner. Okay, we're going to see some ghosts. Which, how do you move a ghost? I don't know. Either way, Cyclone's here with 180 HP. Okay, so they have more HP. How come they're a little flimsier? Yeah, tanks in siege mode doing splash damage with Marines, with Marauders, with 3 tanks in siege mode. These Cyclones just having a bad time. Just having a bad time. To this point, it has been 8 Cyclones lost for a tank, 2 Marauders, and 13 Marines. I mean, resources lost here, 2,100 for Space Dumps and like 1,100. Do you know what the definition of insanity is? Says Gold River. To try the same thing over and over, expecting different results. Hellions coming into this group and just getting massacred. No kills there. Holy schmoly. Hint, hint, says Gold River. Yeah, maybe don't move into my stuff, but it's not my fault, says Space Dumps. You're right, Space Dumps. Falcon Paladin made me do it. Yes, I did. 4 Cyclones at a time ain't gonna cut it, says Gold River. Gold River, you are truly wise beyond your years, but there's a nuke on the way for your opponent. I don't know about this. I don't know if you can hold a nuke. Like a nuke right here would be amazing. Hellbats now. Okay, Hellbat transformation. Cyclones again coming in this really entrenched position, but they have to A-move. There's nothing else they can do about it. They're just going to walk right up this ramp, get absolutely massacred by the 4 tanks in siege mode, and 1 not in siege mode who's not even really helping, but it doesn't matter. That just, look at that massacre. Little craters on the ground, smoldering wreckage. Quadruple starport. Okay, so Space Dumps might transition into Banshee here. I mean, I guess they could go Vikings. I'm not sure what 4 is. None of this can really shoot up or can fly, I guess. Anyway, Hellbats. Maybe Hellbats are better in this situation. No. No Space Dumps. They are not. Oh my gosh, the resources lost. 4,800 resources lost for Space Dumps and 1,200 period for Gold River. He's kind of chilling, hanging back. He's got a third base of his own now. He's a little bit behind Space Dumps. He's had his Space Dumps. He's had his third for a while. for an absolute while here. Another Ghost Academy for space dumps. What is he doing? More tank fire. And, okay, so we're moving this ghost across the map. Sneaks through all this stuff. Does take some splash damage, but manages to get past everybody else. Because when you're cloaked, they won't automatically attack anything unless you tell them to. Unless you tell them to. Weapons free, right? They don't have weapons free. There's a scout. Oh, is that a... That was a scan onto the high ground. Nuke! Nuclear launch detected. And is it gonna land? It's close to landing. Oh, but the defensive scan. Oh, defensive scan. The ghost dies. Oh, did you hear that? You hear that? More Hellions getting murdered here. You could hear the nuke coming in. And it got canceled. I say after you hear it coming in, the ghost dying doesn't matter. It just lands. Maybe a little off target, right? That'd be fun. Gold River's offended by this. He says, why, you little... Another ghost here. A moving. Is he... Oh, he's out of cloak. That's bad. All right, well, he's dead. Sadly for him. I mean, it takes a lot of shots, surprisingly, for a tank to kill a ghost. But the ghost definitely dies, flying into 4 parts if you count his gun. More nukes on the way. There we go. Quad Banshee. Follow up here from Space Dumps. It looks like Space Dumps is going to try to expand somewhere that Gold River does not expect. Man, Gold River's up 132 to 76 total supply. He's not attacking into this because I think he feels like he doesn't have to, right? He doesn't have to attack into this. No big deal. Got my tanks, got my Marines, got my Marauders. Everything's fine. The stupid idiot on the other side of the map is going to keep sending A-moved stuff my way, and I can handle pretty much anything he tosses at me. He's got a bunch of Marines here. That is 15 Marines with +1/+1 and stim. So here we go. Banshees, A-moving. They don't have cloak. They're doing pretty well against these Marines, actually. But, oh, the stim, though. The stim with the remaining Marines. And all the medevacs are gone. That hurt. That hurt a lot for Space Dumps. Okay, some more Hellbats on the way. Getting ship weapons level 1. Perhaps next time my Banshees will do better. Because they will have +1 attack. Is what I'm thinking here. Oh, another ghost moving out. I like this. I like this ghost play. Oh, shoot, another nuke coming up, too? Oh, but in range of a missile turret. What the? Ooh. How did he not die before then? There was a missile turret right there. Another ghost. Walking on up. Gonna nuke as soon as he reaches the base. There's the scan. Oh, just in the range. Another dead ghost. These ghosts are struggling, man. Oh, it's time to move. It's time to move from Gold River. He's got his tanks. He has so many tanks. He's got 12 tanks, 35 Marines, 14 Marauders, 70 SCVs to 63 of Space Dumps. Space Dumps has double expanded, though, mind you. He has 5 bases now. Officially 5 bases. Muling his face off, and he's got 4 battle cruisers in production. All right, battle cruiser here from Space Dumps. Hellbats A-moving their way to victory against Gold River's army. And by that, I mean A-moving their way to futility and instant death. Which is not exactly the same thing. I would argue the two things I said are very different. He just hasn't lost much. 25 Marines have died and 3 Marauders and a tank. A moving in. No medevac support. Does he not need medevacs? Is he this confident? There's planetary fortresses here, though. Oh, planetary fortress is getting huge splash damage off on the already weakened bio. And the BCs ponderously A-moving across the map. Gold River's like, wait, what? How? +1/+1 is done for these bad boys. Working on +2 weapons. And here we go. Marines versus battle cruisers. Usually pretty good for the Marines. But they don't have any medevac support. They've only got +1/+1. And now there's nothing left that can shoot up. Retreat! Retreat, Gold River! He's retreating. He's running for his very life at this moment. And yeah, just its name move from Space Dumps. I know I'm saying this a lot, but Marines, Hellbats, gonna follow this up. I feel like they might do better in a situation where there are battle cruisers overhead. See, normally you'd want to attack with the BCs over here, but nope. Maybe one of them might follow, but the other 3 are just heading A-moving for the opponent's base. This is where we go. This is where we live. A-moving up to our opponent's base. This does give time. Never mind. There are too many tanks defending the front door. All those Hellbats we mentioned earlier, they're dead. Marines coming in, getting rid of one of the battle cruisers. Can't tactical jump out because you can't micro. Because you can't micro. Another nuke done for Space Dumps, though. That's pretty exciting stuff. But the Marines are all dead. Gosh. 73 Marines have been killed. 13 kills, 14 kills, and 15 kills on these 3 battle cruisers. Is he making more? Yeah, he's making 3 more. It's exciting. More Marines just getting eaten alive here. Is that +2 weapons done yet? Almost done. The stim and no medevacs from Gold River. Dude, why do you have no medevacs in a TVT? I don't understand. One of these battle cruisers might die. No, doesn't die, but more and more Marines keep coming out, which is bad news. Gold River floating a lot of money, actually. Just trying to make as many Marines as possible. Big group of Marines does come and get rid of one of the battle cruisers, but then there's still another one, and he's up to 25 kills, and he refuses to die. This battle cruiser over here, pretty weak on HP. Oh, trying to bait him into the missile turret. Oh, Gold River. And Marines finishing off this BC as well. Can they get it? 1 BC down. 2 BC's down. Another nuke coming in. Where are you, nuke? Are you with... He dies again. And the BCs are cleaned out. All right, more BCs wandering in. They have +2 attack now. That's pretty exciting stuff. Trying to take down supply depots. They do supply block Gold River with this one that's going to go down. Trying to build missile turrets while there are battle cruisers directly overhead. It's not generally a good move. Supply blocks is Gold River. Missile turrets getting some of the attention here. Marines trying to get rid of these dudes. But +2 attack is no joke. A lot of Marines are dying. Yes, a battle cruiser dies as well, but all the Marines are roasty toasty on the ground. Up here inside the main base, missile turrets, maybe a bunch of them are effective, but 1 not effective. A little bit too close. Battle cruisers just sitting overhead in orbit. Tearing apart these Marines. 125 Marines killed so far. 16 and 10 kills on these battle cruisers. And again, trying to come up with his A move with his Marines and his Hellbats against these tanks. And you know what? He might have numbers this time. Oh my gosh, he does. He's going to get rid of these tanks. Woo! All right, still a pretty big group from Gold River coming on down. Has he just given up on his main base? I feel like he's just sort of given up on his main base here. So many dead Marines. Hellbats and Marines and Cyclones coming up into this natural, or rather a third base of Gold River. Gold River still pushing south. Still pushing. Gold River is a little frustrated there. A little frustrated in chat. Tanks setting up in siege mode, and this might be a problem for space dumps. He's got siege tanks setting up outside his main base. He has Marines wandering into him, though, which is... That's okay. That's all right with these tanks, I think. 18, 16, 13. They have a lot of kills is what they've got. But BCs and Cyclones pretty much laying waste to everything else here. Widowmine in production for Gold River. So many bases for space dumps right now. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bases. Some are under construction, but we'll consider them done for the time being. And we flipped the script. It's 147 to 85 total supply. Space dumps has the lead as Marines made it into the main base. 2 of the Marines, 3 and 5 HP each, made it in. The tanks. Oh, there's only tanks left, and a warping of Banshees. A flock of Banshees were made from the starports. These tanks are the last hope for Gold River. And that's it. A ... out of Gold River. You know, for how derisive he was early in the game, he's awful quiet now. Awful quiet. All these SCVs for Gold River, 61 of them. How many of them are doing anything? I don't know. Not many, it would seem. Cyclone having a great time against all of these SCVs. Pew, 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 pew. He's got 7 kills there. Phew, says Space Dumps. Gold River says, I should have expected cheese from a Falcon Paladin viewer. Nah. And a good game from Gold River. Gold River finishes it on a high note. Should have expected cheese from a Falcon Paladin viewer. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I don't know that I would call this cheese. It's a 19-minute game, and he's got like 8 bases, but it was weird. It was definitely weird. And this battle cruiser flock, this battle cruiser commander group made it happen. 33 kills, 26 kills. This guy has 2. What a slacker that guy is. 2 kills. Marine with 3 hit points and 5 kills. That's pretty good stuff. If you have more kills than hit points left, you are kind of awesome. Yeah, that was a fun one. Okay, that's it from Space Dumps and Gold River. We'll be back with more One Trick Wednesday from Falcon Paladin. Maybe a couple more. We'll wrap it up in just a second. Welcome back, StarCraft fans, to more red-hot, right-out-of-the-oven One Trick Wednesday action. This game will be between MPMD and the General on Defender's Landing, the Ladder Edition. In the bottom left side of the map, we have the Red Terran player. It is MPMD. And in the top right-hand corner of the map, we have the Blue Zerg player. It is the General. So who will be the one to do the challenge today of Nexus Wars? Pool first out of the General. Again, we're times twoing because this game's a little bit longer. Want to get through it before we get to that hour point in our cast, about 45 minutes in by this point. Well, maybe a little bit under, depending on how the editing goes for this particular cast. Extractor going up for the General as well, and then you probably should expand at some point here. MPMD has that double gas we talked about. Is he going to use it? Here's the question, because, you know, if you use it, you go Cyclone, you go Banshee, you go Battlecruiser Rush, great. Wonderful time. But if you just do the standard stuff of a Marine drop at 5 minutes, 2 gas at this stage of the game makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. It is a... Oh, I thought it was going to be a Reaper. It's a Marine. Marine's here, and it's walled off. Oh, and the Marine high ground knocking down this cooling tower. That's pretty cool. I don't think I've seen this before. Marine high ground knocking down the cooling tower. I mean, I'm sure it happens because it's smart, and players are smart in StarCraft 2. Expansion on the way from the General. Again, not making units because he'd have to A-move those lings down here and just have them die at this wall, just praying that Queens will be enough to defend against whatever comes his way, praying there's not a really good Reaper. Because dealing with a Reaper with only a Queen, not easy. Alright, here we go. He did make a group of lings, and it's time to go. He's going to expand behind it. Third base coming up at 3 minutes, which is really good timing for him. And here come our lings. I can't help but think of them as anything but sacrificial lings. They don't... Oh, they're trying to A-move in, but there's a wall. Again, the AI is so dumb. If you A-move into some place that's blocked off, then it goes to like an outer edge on the base, which is so stupid. But lings are coming in, and A-move, go! A-move, there it is. There's the A-move. After they A-moved to the natural, which didn't exist, and they're all going to die. I'm sorry, lings. Widowmines, a quick ghost! What the 4-minute ghost out of MTMD? Okay, Ghost Rush. That's what the double gas was for. It is warranted. It is warranted, my Terran friend. More lings A-moving. Oh, could have taken down that SCV, but the A-move actually attacked the command center instead. And then the ling got killed. That's sad. What that is terribly, terribly sad. Roach Warren, Baneling Nest, Evolution Chamber, Evolution Chamber. We've seen this. We've seen a ZVT with this challenge on this map before, but there were not early ghosts. Gotta say, there were no early ghosts. Nukes on the way as well, mind you. Liberator heading up. Oh, that's a Viking, rather. Viking heading up. And another Viking looking for overlords, but there really aren't any out in the open spaces here. More lings running in. Guess what kills them? Widowmines. Widowmines on the ramp are going to cause endless problems for the General here. He's got, I guess you can bring detection. You don't have to A-move your detection. We talked about that, right, observers? You don't have to A-move them. I wonder if the General is aware of that, though. That might be something he doesn't know. I worry about this Zerg player. All right, here we go. Roaches. Lot of roaches coming down. There are 3 Widowmines on this ramp, though. And really not much else to defend against these roaches. So there will be some sacrificial roaches. 1 dies, 2 roaches die, but there are still 9 here. And they're going after this natural base. There's a single Marauder against these 9 roaches, and no, not enough. Marauders are good against roaches. They're not that good against roaches. Liberator here from MPMD, set up, but not set up between this 3rd and the 4th base. Nuke! Defensive nuke! Called down from the General. This is going to work, ladies and gentlemen, but the orbital command is going to die, and the roaches just waiting for their eventual death. 11 kills. On that ghost, we'll make it 12. Defensive nuke. Look, he's rebuilding his base on this crater. That's amazing. Viking flies over, tries to do some scouting, I guess. Looking for overlords. Have you found any yet, Viking pilot? 1 kill. Good for you. Good for you, my good man. More Vikings flying out. A lot of Vikings. Is he? Oh, a Nidus Worm coming up from the General. Woohoo! Liberator going to town. Here on this natural base, a lot of kills there. 6 kills on that one. Nidus Worm gonna erupt. There's the Nidus Worm eruption, but I feel like the General's more worried about Liberators murdering his stuff than using this Nidus Worm for anything. Yeah, this Liberator going to town on the main base, up to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 kills. Queen just out of range. Just out of range. Is going to take it down. Reaction time from MPMD, not that great. I guess we are worried about the Nidus Worm, though. But the General doesn't have any time to use it because, again, there were Liberators murdering all of his drones. 16 drone kills thus far. Another attack coming in through the Widowmine village of roaches. Ugh, bigger number this time. We have 15? Something like that. Yeah, 15 of them. Plus 1 attack to one of the roaches, too. This natural base might just die again for the second time in this game. Lift it off, MPMD. Lift off your command center. Nope. Not going to happen. Now it's time to come up the ramp. Another defensive nuke out of MPMD. Are you kidding me? They're going to get a supply depot. That's good. But they can't micro, so they can't dodge it. 25 kill ghost. This ghost rush was actually a pretty good decision out of MPMD. Because if you can't dodge out of the way of a nuke, then you just have to eat it. Poor the General. The General is just trying to do what I told them to do, and it's resulting in a lot of dead things. We're looking at 26 dead roaches. And 16 dead drones with 18 dead zerglings as well. More roaches moving their way in. Widowmines chewing them up. Keep going, roaches. You got to move in there. There you go. Gonna move. Gonna go after this base again, but enough Marines come in. Get rid of those dudes. No particular problem. More roaches moving in. Widowmine fires on them while they're attacking. Thanks for the assist, says the Marine. Thanks for the assist, dude. Vikings still just hunting for overlords. I kind of like this, honestly. A couple of Vikings patrolling around, making sure overlord scouting's not going to happen. This overlord, however, has been here pretty much the entire game, which is hilarious. I heard drops. I heard a drop coming. Drops are hard to hold when you're moving into your opponent's base all the time. Widowmine shots. More roaches here. They've got that +1 attack still. Working on a burrow move, actually. What is... Really? Tunneling claws? Yeah, planetary fortress up. Oh, no. And a liberator. That's more dead roach. That's a lot more of them dead roaches. Viking gets killed by a queen. That's 43 dead roaches, you guys, because of the move here. Oh, liberator's on this ramp now. That ramp is a bad place. Drop. Drones trying to fight for their lives. No. Not in particular allowed for that to happen. Another attack of roaches in. They take their hits. Come in. Move into this planetary fortress again. Perhaps this is not the greatest of ideas with roaches against a planetary fortress. Oh, the General saves his third with roaches. Popping out there. And, oh, ghost nuke. Another nuke coming in. Is this our hero ghost? Is our 25 kill ghost? It is. 25 kill ghost. Gonna hit the spire. And actually, these roaches, just as soon as... Look at this timing! The roaches pop out and die immediately. Speaking of dead roach, got more roaches trying to come up this ramp. MPMD's like, what is going on? Why is this guy attacking into my Widowmine Liberator death trap? The answer is, I don't know, 13 kills on each of these Liberators exactly? That's weird. 6 kills on that Widowmine, 10 kills on that one. No kills on that Widowmine, really. I guess he's just been softening up the roaches. Ghost still here. A million Overseers, though. A bajillion Overseers scouting this dude out. Can he get the spire is the question. I don't think so. Not before he dies. This queen going to finish him off. I always like listening to that sound. And just roach moving from the General all the livelong day. I mean, this is the Battle of Gettysburg right here, with just the sheer number of deaths of roaches thus far. All right, so third base is still alive. I'm surprised MPMD hasn't come back to finish it off, but I guess he's just being kind of silly with his ghosts. And you know what? So far, so good, although our hero ghost did die, which makes me sad. Third base on the way for MPMD in the bottom right-hand corner of the map. And MPMD's figured this out. He's like, okay, if my opponent's going to suicide roaches into this ramp, I will load up everything that I can. Moving Mutalisks and moving Lings. No, Lings was not the right idea, and the Mutas get cleaned up as well. I was like, okay, if roaches aren't going to work against this particular defensive setup, I'm going to say maybe Mass Hydra would work out pretty good here. They could pick off the Widowmines from distance if they had detection, which is okay. You can bring detection with you. Big attack of Marines without medevac support coming up to the General's fourth base. I want to say it is just south of the natural. And this is going to die. These guys have +1 armor, which doesn't help them very much, actually. And they do have stim, but they can't really use it because there's no medevacs in the sky. What is with Terrans and no medevacs in this cast? Are medevacs out of fashion? Is the meta changed? I find it hard to believe any Terrans go this much bio without medevacs, really, in StarCraft 2 today, but we are finding all sorts. Some roaches pop out trying to defend or trying to avenge their dead base, and now not allowed. 5th base still up, though, for the General. That's pretty good. It's pretty good news for him. Ultras would be pretty fine here as well. They could absorb these Widowmine shots just fine, kill the Marines, and finish off that planetary fortress, but again, difficult to do. The General is sitting on 2,800 minerals and 1,400 gas. He could tech up. I mean, he has a hive. Why is he still going Roach? Decision-making can be a difficult thing when faced with a One Trick Wednesday. Another Liberator sets up. There's 4 of them now. That's the sound of a lot of dead roaches. Is what that is. The Widowmines did come in, or Widowmines, Overseers did come in. Why? Is the attack moving as Overseers? You don't have to do that. There you go. You can pull them back. That's fine. Whoa! Currently constructing 7 hatcheries is the General. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Some of them are like macro hatches, I guess. 7 hatcheries on the way right now for the General. He's making more and more Mutalisks. And here we go, Mutaling, A moving across the map, just like a good AI from Nexus Wars. A moving where? Into this Marine group. That's not going to work out all that well, I don't think. I mean, the Muta's doing okay for themselves. These Marines don't have combat shield. Oh, they do. But they don't have medevac support. Wow, okay, Mutas did a lot better than I thought they would, but flying into 4 missile turrets. Maybe not as effective. Oh, the repair. And the repair from MPND. Yes, Mutalisks, we knew thee. We knew thee well. You know what would be good down here is Broodlords and Ultralisks, basically. Gotta go some tier 3 here, man. Or Banelings. Just a Baneling roll-in would be enough, too. But the General, well, he has a Baneling nest. I don't think he's actually made any. He has not made any at all in this game. Another Marine group coming in from MPMD. Free drone kills, transferring, I guess. Gonna kill one of these hatcheries that they know about. MPMD, does he know about all of them? He knows about some of them. Some of the hatcheries he is familiar with. Their existence. Another group of Mutalisks flying on down, majestically flying on down. Somehow this reminds me of the first game of StarCraft 2 I ever played, where I just rushed Mutas against my Terran opponent and won because nobody knew what they were doing. And I knew Mutalisks were good. Anyway, might get this missile turret, actually. And they do. But another missile turret's here. More Marines are here. That Widowmine will fire eventually, and these Mutalisks are going to die. Yeah, 28. 28 dead Mutas here. Roaches coming to defend again. Roaches with +1 attack are pretty good against Marines, especially if they're not going to stim. Although, maybe they are. Are they stimming? No, I don't know that they are. And the Marines win that battle for sure. Another ill-fated attack of Roaches coming right up this front door of MPMD. Widowmines, Liberators, pretty good combination. As it turns out, 23, 24 kills on Liberators in that defensive position. Marines getting rid of this top left base of the General. That is what? How many kills? 2 hatches killed. Probably another one here at some point. More Mutas flying in. Overseers, it looked like, based on that piece of an Overseer on the ground. That is my guess. More nukes coming in for MPMD. He's feeling like, you know what? Nukes were pretty good thus far in the game. I would agree. They killed a lot of stuff. And they greatly weakened this Spire. Oh, okay. Coming back. Coming back for more. Nuke gonna land. Do you have any Overseers nearby? The answer is no. Queen, get out of there. Queen can get out of there. Good job, Queen. Nuke gonna land. Is it gonna be enough to take out the Spire? I think it is. Oh, and it was. 6 kills with that Ghost Evolution Chambers, dead as well. Another nuke attempt. Gonna try to finish off the spawning pool. Meanwhile, Roach is going after this planetary fortress in the bottom right-hand corner of the map. No! This is never a good idea. Nuke lands there as well and does injure the hive. About 1,600 health out of the 1,500. 2,500 rather, that it enjoys when it's at full health. This Queen, man. Dead. Ghost, 12 kills. 12 kills on him. And our Terran player just kind of sitting at 3 bases. Resources lost right now. 8,000 for the Terran and 27,000 for the General. I believe this makes sense. Ah, Ghost got killed by a Roach Overseer hit squad. Bummer of a time there. Roach is coming down. A moving. into Marines. Again, trading more fairly than you'd expect at the 21-minute mark. A lot of Overseers coming down here as well. I think he's trying to time it to where they come down when the Roaches come down, but it's it's not working. The timing is not working out. He's getting really unlucky with that, actually. Now he's supply blocked as well. Marines trying to come in and kill yet another hatchery. They find another one, but again, defensive Roaches causing minor problems for these little attacks. Another Marine attack at the base in the bottom right. Another nuke coming up for MPMD at this 4th base. And it's going to land. Woo! Big one. 13 kills on that Ghost. Another nuke coming in at the same spot. Oh, he just called in another one at the same spot. Wants to finish that hatchery. That's what he wants to do. Such a beautiful sight. So localized, too. More Marines attacking from MPMD. He's kind of doing the One Trick Wednesday challenge, right? He's A-moving with Marines all over the place, that's for sure. Without medevac support, not really microing either. Not really stimming, though he does in fact have stim. So it's kind of like a battle of the Nexus Wars, is what I would say it is. That Windsock always blowing that direction. What up, Windsock? What up, Windsock? Roaches, again, throwing themselves away. I mean, the One Trick Wednesday challenge was not necessarily about committing suicide. I know micro is difficult, I understand that. But you don't have to just send in small groups of units to die. Like this. Like, if you know you're just gonna get murdered by doing this thing, maybe switch it up. Maybe try not going Roach Sling at 24 minutes. I just, it makes me sad. I feel partially responsible for this. More Marines A-moving across the map. Roaches A-moving, though, catching them at the same time. Any upgrades on? No, still on that +1 missile attack because those evolution chambers died. Remember that? Remember how that happened? Want to see more Roaches die? Of course you do. Of course you do. Want some rye? Of course you do. Here comes a bit of a huge drop, actually, from MPMD. Here inside the main base of the General, there's a single spine crawler to defend against this. The Hive probably going to die. Oh, they use stim, and they have medevacs, and the Hive dies. Ling's committing suicide on this planetary fortress. I'm pretty sure a planetary fortress can kill infinite Lings. More Marine attacks on this hatchery in the top left. Another nuke at the very top left. The drones are transferring here, too. This is a bad place to transfer, and I think this might be part of the death knell for the General. Ghost with 16 kills, feeling pretty good about himself there. Marines coming into the natural base. There are macro hatches. There are overlords. It would supply block the General if he if he had more than 45 supply. I guess my no micro challenge failed, says the General. You know what? It did, but it was entertaining. It was definitely an entertaining game. How many nukes landed? Does it even show us? It won't show us how many landed, but that was great. MPMD seems like it. I reckon it seems like it, he says. It actually worked with Terran, says the General. Oh. Interesting. I don't know if that's on the list. Oh, now I feel bad. I don't know if that's on the list. Another nuke going to finish off this top left base. Ghost isn't even cloaked. He doesn't care. He knows he doesn't have to worry about anything else right now. With 8 Lings on the way for the General, and they're all dying. Oh, killed his own friends there. Marines too close to the blast radius. 26 kills. Does that count as friends that he murdered? I don't know. Maybe it does. Perhaps it does. Another base gone. How many hatches remaining? Still 4. Surprisingly, that's because he had like 15 at some point. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like 10 of them anyway. Drones attacking into the planetary fortress. Attacking SCVs. Drone versus SCV. Get them. Get them, drones. Oh, wait. There's a million Marines walking by. You don't see anything. You don't see anything, Marines. Oh, they saw something. They're coming back. They're coming back. And that's going to be it for them drones. All right. This game is over. It is 0 supply for the General. I would cheese any enemy to death as Terran, just sending wave after wave of super early Marines. Ah, cheese my enemy to death as Terran. Ah, says MPMD. And building workers while they died since they didn't have to micro. Doesn't work against Terran, though. Actually, I beat every race except Zerg with it, says General. Huh. Says MPMD. Look at these guys. Yeah, usually Teak and Turtle against that. It's a good point. Pretty good point. You get one tank out, you're usually okay in the early game. True fact. Look at these guys exchanging tips. Can't get the tank out usually. General is being revealed. That's a good game from the General. And he's left the game. Yeah, that... got nukes out of it. Got nukes out of that game. Okay, one more, including the announcement of what the next One Trick Wednesday will be in 2 weeks. And we'll be right back. The final game of One Trick Wednesday, Nexus Wars, will be between Demo and the Actuary on Blood Boil, the Ladder Edition. In the top left side of the map, we have the red Zerg player. It is Demo from Noise. And in the bottom right side of the map, we have the blue Protoss player. It is the Actuary. All right, so as EVP here, who's going to be our challenger for this final game of One Trick Wednesday? The answer may surprise you. Okay, I don't know. I don't know if that's the case, actually, at all. Forge on the way from the Actuary. Is he going to cannon rush from back here? That's a long way to the Zerg base, friend. A very long way to the Zerg base. You can... Where can you sneak in? There are ways you can sneak in here, I swear. Yes, up this ramp, and then up this ramp. So you could maybe get back... I don't know. It's a weird cannon. It's a weird cannon. So working on +1 attack, working on... Okay, so double gateway. It looks like the Actuary might be our guy. Might be our guy here. Does he have a cybernetics core? I don't know that he does. Again, slow overlord scouting with a base is Demo. Nothing too weird here, but guys, this is why you scout with a drone. I know, some people disagree with me, and they're smarter than I am and better at this game, but I've just seen too many games where people don't drone scout, don't probe scout, don't SCV scout, and die. Death is the true end of all things. 3 gateways here. We got ourselves a cybernetics core, probe holding the line, but there's a cannon here too, so I think we're okay against Lings for a little bit. And a Twilight Council, so I feel like we're going charge lot. We're going charge lot. Could be DTs. We have seen DTs as well, though. I don't know. Chrono boosting out that warp gate. It is such a long upgrade. 114 seconds is forever. Definitely forever. Ling to come in this back door. Try to see if there's a base to kill, but there just isn't. Good scouting, though. I like the scouting, but your opponent is on 1 base right now. Which maybe you don't want to go for that third. If you know your opponent's on 1 base, maybe going for that 3rd base is a mistake, Demo. Maybe a tiny base. He's rushing Spire. He's got a Zergling at 4.5 minutes. His opponent's on 1 base. So did I pause that by accident? I don't even know how I did that. Why'd I press P? The mysteries. The mysteries shall never be known. Oh, is Warp Gate done? Warp Gate's done. Good. Charge coming in. 30 more seconds to go on that one. Warp Gate's done. Waiting all... It's time to warp them in. There it is. Time to warp in the boys. And here they go. Zealots moving. Not as fast because their charge isn't done yet. It increases their charge. It gives them charge, but also moves their move speed from 315 to... Let's see if we can figure it out here. 315 to 413. Whoa! It's like a full 1 faster. That's pretty good. I didn't know it was that much. All right, so Zealots get right into this main base, going after Queens. Queens, thank you for playing, but this many Zealots, even if you microed a lot, it'd be a hard one to buy. And yeah, Demio had nothing. He had a nothing at 5 minutes. He's making 10 Lings, which is good, not great. I'm gonna give it a good, not great rating. These guys on a move are attacking random targets. Which is not what you want. You definitely want them attacking like specific stuff. Lings start popping up, but coming in 2s and 3s and 4s, and the Zealots are just okay with that. Just fine with that. This Zealot inside the 3rd base is going to town, though. This dude, up to 2 kills. We'll give him 3 kills. We'll give him 3 kills. There it is. Giving him those 3 kills. Stalkers joining the party. A new wave of Stalkers on the way. 5 mutas. I guess he did see the Spire and said there might be some mutas I have to handle, so I'll send in a wave of moved Stalkers. How's that sound? Great, say the Stalkers. We're going to kill this 3rd base. How's that sound to you? Main base is gone. Some eggs are trying to morph with Mutalisks in them, and the Zealot hacks do like no damage to these eggs. So the mutas are out, and now the Zealots are like, oh, what do we do? I don't know. Oh, we are not given further instructions on what to do. 3rd base is gone. See, that's why you don't build a 3rd base. You just lose it anyway. is what you do. All right, Stalkers, time. No. You're worrying about larva? Okay, fine. I mean, worrying about larva is not the worst thing you could possibly do. But it is giving your opponent a little bit of time to get some more stuff. Roach Warren coming up here too, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. I really don't. Overlord going to die to the Stalkers too. Don't supply block. Demo. All right, you can A-move again. Let's A-move one more time. Boop. 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 Are you making stuff? He's making cannons back home because he's worried about those mutas coming back and wrecking his face. Understandably. Stalkers can hold their own against this many mutalisks. I mean, there's what? There's 5. 5 mutas. Meh. Not a problem. Not a problem against 6 Stalkers. Especially, well, I was going to say especially with good micro, but that's not something we're experiencing today. Working on +3 attack at 7 minutes. I mean, that's how fast you can get upgrades for Protoss, you guys, if you're chrono boosting and really timing it well. So, I don't know. I guess another round of Stalkers came in. And I guess they're going to wait for their friends and then go for it. These +2 Zealots, man. Scary stuff. Incredibly scary stuff. We got this. We got this. We're going. We're going. Actually, Stalkers going on their own. These guys don't have further instructions, so they're not. I don't know if that was intentional by the actuary. Felt like that's how it was supposed to go, but Spire is going to die to these Stalkers. Demo going to save it? Nah. Demo not going to save it. Broodlings attacking at the same time as Roaches and a Queen, though. That's pretty good timing by Demo, timing that, but is it going to be enough? Roaches are pretty good against Stalkers in general. Right, they take extra damage from the Stalkers, but they hit them pretty hard, as we can see here. Good transfuse from Demo as well. Another big warping of Zealots joining the party, though. That might be all she wrote here for our Zerg player. We've got 7 Stalkers and 12 Zealots against 3 Roaches. Meanwhile, mutas are flying down from Demo. He's going to try to find some stuff to kill. Did they already kill this cannon? The cannon looks dead. Did they kill their own cannon? Might have killed their own cannon. All right, this cannon's up. Wham. Wham. Can they do it? Meanwhile, Zealots are wrecking your stuff back home. I mean, if you're going to base race this thing with mutas, you better base race fast. Ugh, trying to hit this pylon, but in range of a cannon. Ugh. 2 of these mutas are going to die. Is he just worried? He's worried about these Zealots wrecking his mineral line? I would be worried about this if I was a Zerg player. For certain. Killing yet another pylon here at this natural base, but everything else dying for Demo. He just doesn't have anything left. Spawning pool's bleeding. Zealots actively killing this 3rd hatchery and this Roach Warren. So the mutas got to start working fast, and there's already a cannon at the main base. 2 more cannons coming up behind it. Can they kill it before with another cannon hitting them? Pretty good placement, I would say. And there's only 3 mutalisks left. They pull out, they lose valuable time, and the cannons are done. That's going to be it for Demo. Demo's buildings are mostly gone now. His hatcheries are gone anyway. Extractor gone, Roach Warren gone. Spawning pool bleeding pretty heavily at 200 hit points. And dying fast. Muta count is at approximately 0. Yep, Demo's out. Demo is done and gone for the day. Is he going to wait for the spawning pool to die? Is that what this is? Demo! Okay, I gotta see what the Demo camera is doing here. Demo camera is over here, watching these Zealots, and he throws out the GG. GG, says the actuary. And that's it. Actuary's victorious, and Demo has left the game. So that's it for our One Trick Wednesday Nexus Wars, revealing One Trick Wednesday in 2 weeks is going to be, I'm going to call it playing Zerg. The winner of the poll was win by never attacking your opponent's base, but by only defending until the opponent GG's out of the game. That is interesting, actually. I like it quite a bit. So, let's see. What questions will come up here? Yeah, you can't cannon rush, you can't spine crawler rush, you can't bunker rush, nothing like that. That doesn't count. You have to defend. Defend your hatcheries, defend your main bases, defend your structures, but you cannot attack their stuff. Unless it's a proxy, unless it's inside your base, you can kill it. But you can't go across the map and kill their things. Which means you better out macro them, right? You better take additional bases, as a pro tip from Falcon Paladin. Take additional bases, you can afford to do that. If you're stuck on 2 base and you defend, and let them take as many bases as they want, you're going to lose. So you got to out-expand them and then just defend. And maybe if you can demoralize them into GGing out or assuming you're going to counterattack them, that might be the best way to do it, because otherwise I'm not sure. All right, so that's it. There's going to be a link in the description for the One Trick Wednesday in a month from today, so be sure to click on that and vote. But until then, that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another edition of One Trick Wednesday. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon, all at /FalconPaladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.